Humans are social beings by nature. Whenever we are with people whom we're close with and care about, we tend to feel better about ourselves. Our moods generally improve. This is why everyone enjoys spending time with friends. Humans seek to build friendships with like-minded people who we can relate to and who we can see some of us in them. People often joke around saying that a true friend knows everything about us and still like us anyway. It's these types of intimate friendships that we all need in our lives, as they are the friendships most likely to last through our lifetime.
This is episode 10 of Motherhood, Money, and Mental Health. I am your host, Waddie.
And I'm Sammie. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. And today we're going to be exploring the topic of friendship. We have with us Miss Shoana, Cachelle, and Tinisi, Minikon. And they're going to be joining us today talking about their long-lasting friendship. Welcome, ladies. We are so happy to have you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. Tell us a little bit, ladies, about who you are. Let's start with Shoana. Tell us about who you are, what you do, where you live, because I know you guys don't live in our state here, right?
No.
So just tell us a little bit about yourself, Shoana.
Y'all don't have enough time, so let me just start with I am a creative. I'm an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, a mom, a wife, a sister, a friend. What do? I do a lot. I run a school, a creative and performing arts school in Liberia. I also own a guest house. I am a speaker and a trainer. And my most important job is a mom. That's it.
So I said, where do you live?
I didn't hear that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I live on two continents. I do about 6 months in the year, 6 months out of the year in Liberia and 6 months in the US.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay, so of course, number one, I'm a child of God. I'm a mother, which is, as Shoana said, my most important job. I have 2 children. I am also an entrepreneur. I have a company called TBM Graphics, which are my initials, TBM. And we do graphics and web design, and we cater to small businesses and government, local and state government. I also own a domain company called TBM Networks. So that also ties in with the graphic design and web design company. So we have domains and hosting plans and emails and all of that. So it goes hand in hand. I also have I started a foundation last year called TBM Cares. So it's, TBM, right? So
your legacy.
Yes. It's all about TBM. So I have that also, and we have prom drives, coat drives, toy drives, holiday drives, things like that. So I started that last year, and of course I had to halt that this year, but hopefully we'll pick that back up towards the end of the year. So yeah. And I live in Laurel, Maryland.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I actually lived in Maryland for a few years.
Oh, really?
Well, for many years, I should say.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in Maryland since the 90s, so.
Yeah, I was there from.
Yeah.
Okay, well, welcome again. As we're saying earlier before we hit the record button, that, I've known Shoana longer than I've known Tinisi, but, and I follow Shoana.
Mm-hmm.
And if you follow Shoana on social media, you will know who her best friend is automatically without her even saying a word, right? So Tinisi is always supporting Shoana. And so when Waddie and I talked about doing this episode, I said, look, let me tell you, I know the people that we need to bring on this show to talk about friendship, because I've watched them. They're not like out there about it, but you know that they're friends and you know that they're really good friends. So tell us about how long have you been knowing each other and how did you meet?
Whew. Wow. Who should go?
Tinisi?
I'm like, who's going to
Third
take this?
grade.
Yeah,
You want to go?
In Liberia at school in third grade. So I was already there at convent. And she, yes. She was like the new student. I don't remember how we started talking. We might have been in the same class.
Yeah, we were in the same class.
Yeah, we're in the same class. And then we just hit it off from there.
We sat next to each other.
Oh, okay. See, I'm old.
That's how we sat next to each other. And she seemed nice. I was a new student. I was kind of nervous, but she seemed nice. And so we started talking and we just never stopped talking.
Yeah. I was in Liberia for only a year after that. I left Liberia when I was 9. Oh. So, and we just maintained that for all these years. So it's been what,
36?
Yeah, 36.
Yeah, something like that. It's a long time. We were just counting the other day. I think we reached 36. Yeah.
Yep. So that's how we met. We just clicked from day one. And then I think we ended up being, our parents knew each other.
Okay.
So that's where the whole play date thing happened. And
yeah, I wasn't allowed to spend the night over anybody's house, but for some reason, my dad was okay with spending the night at Tinisi's house. And I was like, what? I can? Great.
So,
oh my goodness.
That worked out.
Wow, third grade.
Yes, third.
That's a long time. And then you saying, what, 30-something years? So what would you guys say you can attribute it, this kind of, length of time, this longevity? What do you attribute it to? Why has this friendship sustained so long?
I say we have a very honest and truthful friendship. We, if something's wrong, we don't hesitate to tell each other, and we're able to handle the truth because we know that it comes from a place of love and care. And I think that's, that breaks up a lot of sister friendships, when someone tells you the truth about something and you're not ready to receive that. And you're like, oh, she's jealous or she's this or she's that. And it's never, ever has that been a situation between the two of us. Jealousy doesn't even exist in our friendship.
Not at all. Not at all. So I definitely agree with that. We just have this, it's like an unexplained bond where, I don't know, we just connect, and it's just been like that from day one.
Yeah.
Oh,
some people have it, some people don't, like it's just always.
I will tell you, this conversation is so weird to me because we've never sat and talked about our friendship. I'm listening to you and I'm just like,
I make you start crying on you. No.
Yeah, we are very emotional people. So if we start to cry, just realize that, it's just how we do.
I'm way worse, but
I guess, you guys have been friends for a long time, since you were kids. So this is all you know. So, it's like second nature now, I guess, to you.
Yeah.
Right? But, some people develop friendships when they're older, and there are certain, things that will go through. So tell us about, please don't tell me you ain't never faced no challenge, because I'm not going to take that.
But nothing so major,
okay, just whatever kind of challenges you've had, and how did you resolve them?
I'll let Shoana take that one.
We have definitely faced, some. I'll honestly say, okay, we've never fought. We've never yelled at each other, back and forth. We've never had any of those. We've had disagreements. And usually it's one-sided. It's either she will disagree with something, that I say, or I'll disagree with something. And so if you're saying, like, I don't really like what you did, there's no back and forth. It's, you just sit and listen. And you say, I am sorry, for what I did to hurt you. And then we hug and we make up and we move forward. But let me see. One of the challenges.
It's not like us or something. It'll be something, another issue that we don't agree on, or someone else coming into.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was never like really me and her, or her and I. We never really had that type of issue.
Okay. What about with other people? I mean, you have other friends, you know, how do you resolve issues that have come up, you know, like what are some of them? How do you resolve them?
The one issue I'll kind of tie in with our friendship. I did have a close friend. Well, I thought it was a close friendship with someone else,
Right.
but that person did not like Shoana.
Jealous.
Yeah, I think it was like a jealousy thing or
Yeah.
whatever. And you know, that has happened several times, you know, because everybody's like, oh, you're so close to her and blah, blah, you know. So like, but it is what it is. I mean, that's
Right.
all. Right?
I mean, there's Sammie trying to get us to go into details. Let's go into
Yeah.
details.
Yeah.
You know, so let me tell the story.
I tell the story.
So there's a girl,
Nah.
you know, and since then, you know, me and this girl have become, you know, we've been cool. So it's not even an issue anymore. I don't hold grudges anyway. I didn't even have a problem with her. But it was back in the day. We probably, Tinisi, were we like in our teens or early 20s? Something like that. Maybe in our early 20s. And I remember Tinisi, for some reason, I couldn't figure. Today is when I found out why this girl didn't like
Talk about it. I thought
You guys were preparing for this, right?
Yes.
So I had no idea why this girl did not like me. I knew she and Tinisi were friends, and I didn't have a problem with it. But what I did have a problem is, you know, I know my friend and I know the things that we always have done together. You know, we've been pretty good girls, you know. And I noticed that she was hanging with this girl and started to go places and do things that just was not in her character. And so I said to her, I was like, I don't like that. You know, I don't think she's good for you, you know, or, you know, and,
it wasn't just her, it was a group of us. So
yeah, it was a group.
Right.
Yeah. So, you know, I was like, I don't think this is a good group to hang out with, you know, based on the things that you're doing. That's really not the things that you're used to doing. But that's all I said. Well, apparently what I found out was it got back to her that Shoana said, blah, blah, blah. And it was because Tinisi told a friend, because she was angry at this girl. That's why Shoana said I shouldn't hang with her, you know. And so that's what started.
Into a really heated, it was bad, you know.
And so this girl was bringing her, they were coming to some event in Philly at the time. I lived in Philly.
Yeah.
And, you know, she did not want, Tinisi was supposed to stay with me. And so the idea was that we would meet at the event. And I would take, you know, her bag, she'd put her bags in my car, and then, you know, we'd spend the weekend together, and then this girl would pick her up from my house, and then they would go back. Well, apparently things changed when they got there, because the girl just, for some reason, did not want to see the likes of me. So she was just like, Tinisi and I found each other at the event, and she said, well, I need my bags out of your car. And she said, okay, I'm in the parking lot. So she directed us to where she was. Girl, this girl had taken Tinisi's bags, left it in the middle of the parking lot in this crowded space, and drove off.
This is July 26th.
And directed us, to her bag.
A lot of people.
And I mean, I was furious. I mean, that just took me, you know, like I was just, you know, Tinisi was like, what? I don't understand. I said, this is what I'm talking about. I said, this is the type of friends you hanging out. You know, it was like one of those, the mama in me.
I told you so moments, right?
And so we took the bags,
you know,
went home.
Yeah.
And then the next, like when it was time for her to pick Tinisi up, Tinisi comes to me and says, Shoana, is it okay for you to drop me on the highway? I said, a what? She said, the highway.
I don't want to go
I said, what do you mean? She said, 95, you know? And I said, you're asking me, why can't she come and pick you up? Why would I drop you off on the highway? And then I got upset with Tinisi. And that's when I said, we don't have arguments. But I started to tell her, I said, look, let me tell you, you need to value yourself a lot more than you coming to me and saying, I'm going to drop you, my best friend, on the highway because somebody who, you know, it was like one of those types of things. I said, I'm not dropping you off.
Oh, that's why. Oh, okay. You were there.
Yeah. She didn't want to come to my house.
And I was just like, I need to get home. I got to work tomorrow. I, you know, didn't drive. I did, you know, so it was just like, why can't you come here? Like her and I got into a little bit. I was like, why can't you just come here and pick me up? But she's like, no,
some friendships can be so complicated.
So Shoana had to make a decision, like if
and I think she was Tinisi was kind of upset because she was just like, you know, she was stuck. She needed to get home.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, I'm not taking you to the highway. I have a house. Let her come to the house, you know. And so anyway, I don't even remember how she got there, but the girl ended up coming to the house. And I was just like, I'm not scared of her, you know. So I actually helped Tinisi with her bags, walked her to this girl's car because I knew the girl didn't want, you know, anything. I greeted the girl. She pretended she didn't hear me. I put Tinisi bag in the gear car. I gave her a hug and I said, call me when you get home. You know, like, we're bigger than this.
Well, the whole ride, we didn't talk. It was like, we didn't talk. But then I realized, like, why did I even let that happen? You know? So it was one of those things where that was a, you know, we're making light of it. It was it was
serious. Yeah.
It was tough. It was, I mean, because it had me, I was upset at Tinisi. I really was upset at her. I was like, why would you put this person, you know, in between us, you know, because you have the power to stop it. You didn't have to ride with her, you know?
Just driven myself, you know?
Yeah.
Knowing I was going to Shoana, you know, it was just like, I just didn't
that was a challenge, you know. So, and that's a big deal too for friends, you know, like you just, if you know that someone doesn't like your friend and this is, you know, you got this person's back, like there's no need for this person to bring toxicity into your friendship, you know.
But you know what I've learned, you know, you were young, right? And you live and you learn. Like I know I used to be like in friendships, the kind of person that will always not want to offend, you know, you don't want to, even though you, and so I see myself in you, Tinisi. I would have probably done the same thing. I don't want anybody to be offended. I know Shoana, my girl for forever, you know, so Shoana would not mind if I, you know, if I go with this person, I don't want to offend this new person. You're always trying to please people. But as you get older, you find out that that you have to do what is in your best interest. With all due respect, no disrespect to you, but this is my girl, this is my friend. If you can't be civil and okay about our relationship or an adult about it, then I just have to cut you loose. And and you learn these things as you go, right?
Yeah, it's maturity.
Changed since then.
That does not happen anymore at all. Now I'm like, dang, Tinisi is like that. Like, shush, don't. I be trying to calm her down now. Like, okay, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah. If it doesn't serve you,
speaks up for me. If somebody says anything negative about me, she's like the first person to be like, what, you know? So
watch it.
To speak up over the years.
Yeah.
More of the shy, quiet, you know, type. So.
Tinisi, that must have been a very long 2.5 hour silent drive.
Oh my gosh, like, it was
give you enough time to think.
I was like,
I know. So I mean, just like Sammie said, that ride must have given you enough time to think. Tell me in retrospect, not only about that situation, but just like overall, what are some things you truly admire about Shoana?
That really helped me grow, actually, as a person and as a friend. That's it.
So did you hear the question? I think my stuff is low.
Yeah, it's breaking up, Waddie.
Oh. Well, just tell me a little bit. I was trying to say, tell me what you truly admire about your friend Tinisi. I mean, Shoana, sorry.
No crying.
So, wow. What I mainly admire about Shoana is the fact that there's one thing that I know that I lack a little bit, and she definitely helps me in that area. Like, she's very determined. And she's one of those people that when she's like, we'll be talking 1 week about something, just an idea. And like the following week, she's already done with it and doing the whole thing. I'm like, didn't we just talked about, you know? I'm like, how did you even do this or have time? You know, all of that. So it inspires me to do the same. I'm like, man, if she can do that, I need to step my game up and do this. But not only that, just she's very passionate about people, about women, about children, and helps so many people over the years, just through your school, your organization, your foundation, all of that. So you get me teary-eyed. But yeah, so it's too. Very inspiring to me.
Oh,
y'all.
I love this.
Just love her.
This is what friendship is about, you know, being vulnerable, yeah.
And just always there for me too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Wow. I mean,
Can't
that's
stop
36 years of like, true-rooted
yeah.
love, so that's
That's
awesome.
she helps other people. It's like, wow, it inspires me. So
Mm.
yeah.
And I it's so easy to believe you, right? Because everybody sees what Shoana
Oh
does.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She puts it out there. And like when I reached out to Shoana, I just loved what she was putting out there. And a lot of times, certain people, I would say at a certain level or stage in their career or lives, right? They become too big.
Yeah.
But when I reached out to Shoana, because I just love what she was doing, I was like, God, I need to connect with people like this. And I used to be such an introvert, and I made it a point to say I will reach out to people. Like now, I reach out to people to grow my network. I see people doing amazing things. I put time on the calendar and say, let's sit down and talk about what we're doing, just to get to know people. And I reached out to her, and she was just so open to everything. Like the recording that I did, she went and edited the whole thing.
Wow.
She was so open and so willing to help and share her story and like, what can I do, that kind of. So no, I totally believe you, because that's, she's just so down to earth, and we love that about her. So Shoana, tell us, what is it you admire about Miss Tinisi?
Okay, y'all.
We have
Right,
time.
I'm like trying to
I
like.
messed it up.
All right.
I was a crybaby.
Oh yeah.
I can do this. Wow. I mean, it's so much. When I call someone a friend, I don't take that word lightly. And to call someone my best friend, Tinisi is closer to me than a friend. She's my sister. I mean, literally, like I tell my mom, I'm like, mom is just, from another mother, but like, she's my sister. She is the first person I call, even before my own sisters, to tell her about something exciting that's happened, something that's sad, I mean, literally, I will just literally text in my phone, I need to vent. And whatever Tinisi's doing, she stops and she calls me, what's wrong? Or I have something to tell you. Or I might just be like, OMG, and we're on the phone with each other. What? It's one of those things.
What happened?
She has been super supportive over the year. I mean, super supportive. I've lost a lot of sister friends along this journey. And I don't know what I would do if I lost her, because she's just been like, that it's just like when you have a cheerleader, like someone who loves you unconditionally, that like without any doubt, like if somebody came and said something, oh, Tinisi said this, like I don't care what you said, that Tinisi said, I'm going to the source, I will go to her first. And some of the things I might even back and be like, I know she didn't say that, so like you can take that somewhere else. Tinisi is a single mom, and she's doing the daggone thing. Like I admire that so much, her strength and her commitment to her children, to her work, to be able to do the things that she does on a daily basis. Just like it blows, because I know, like for me, just being a mom of 3 girls and having my husband's help, and still it's not enough hands. My mother-in-law also lives with us and she's helping, and it's still not enough hands. But to think that this is my friend is doing this. I call her, she's like, yeah, I'm doing homework right now. Sometimes her kids are sleeping and she's doing their science projects, And I just, and a lot of times when I'm listening to her, she's doing that, or she's up late doing work or helping her kids, like I literally will stop and pray for her, because I know like it's not easy. And so I admire that about her so much. Like, I don't know, I could go on and then get really emotional about the friendship that I have with Tinisi, and why she's just super, I mean, like, if anybody knows Tinisi or gets to know Tinisi, like, I don't know, I just think she's the best friend. And I can't even put it in words, y'all. Like, I'm at a loss of words, and I'm at a loss of words. I mean, because she's an amazing person. And I'm not just saying that because she's my best friend. I'm saying that because she is. She truly is. She's got your back. She's the most loyal person that I know. And I praise God that our paths crossed in 3rd or 4th grade, you know, when we met, because he knew I needed this type of person in my life, especially given the journey that I have, the type of lifestyle that I have. You need that one friend, that one person that you can count on.
And it's crazy because we've only lived in the same state for like 2 years. We've never lived, you know, close to each other or anything, but we've always seen that friendship and sisterhood. So,
and we don't leave each other behind too. If something's coming up, this is how the conversation goes. Oh my gosh, Tinisi, I was just asked to do this, you know, in this place, and she's like, "When we leaving?"
Automatic.
When we leaving?
When we leaving? When we going? I remember I had told her I had been invited to speak at an event, and homegirl got me a designer to do my outfit, got a makeup artist. I mean, like, she took on the role of my manager. Like, it was like one of those things, like, got me paid. I mean, it was crazy.
Everything. And like, it was just automatic. I didn't even, you know, she didn't ask me.
Yeah.
It's just like, she just jumped into gear. I was like, yo, who? I mean, I remember we went to another event, and I'm not into glam, and I just was like, okay, this is my dress I'm wearing, and that's the only thing I thought about. When we got there, I was like, Tinisi had like this huge suitcase, and I had like my little travel suitcase with my dress rolled up in the suitcase. I pulled the dress out. I said, this is what you got in that big suitcase? She said, well, she laid out a set of earrings. She said, which one do you want to wear with your dress? Jewelry, earrings, shoes, this, that. And she's like, okay, so you're gonna wear. I mean, like, literally, she packed for herself and packed for me. I was like, who does that? And sure enough, I didn't have earrings. I didn't have anything. Like, Shoana just not into this kind of stuff.
Because she knows you, right? You were not going to bring those things.
And I was sitting there looking at her. I was like, God, thank you for loving me.
Like, you're hosting a red carpet, you know.
Is that the Face Africa thing?
Africa, yeah.
I remember. Okay, yeah. You were.
I did it 2 years, and the same 2 years she was right there with
me.
Had my back both times. And the second time I should have learned, right? Still didn't learn. She still had to come and prepare me. I was like, dang. But I mean, she's like, and if there is anything that I am doing, and there's an opportunity for another person, like, I will write her into the contract so that we can go together and get her paid, you know, like, let's do this. So it's always, you know, it's just always been like that. We always have looked out for each other.
Oh, that's nice.
That sounds like, I mean, Shoana just kind of explained a lot of great memories, and, you know, like her fondest memories of you, Tinisi. Tinisi, tell me, what are some of your fondest memories of Shoana?
Wow, there's so many. But I mean, I'll take it back to childhood, I guess, what we bonded over, which is so random when I think about it now. So when we were kids, I think I started that, right? I would write lyrics to the songs. I don't know if
you did.
Back today, we would write. We loved Whitney Houston, right?
Whitney Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And we would just write the lyrics to her songs and just sing at the top of our lungs with a brush or whatever. I mean, like, I think that's what we really bonded over, because that's what we became friends. And
we lived for that. Like, what was the next Whitney Houston song?
Like,
that was me and Chioma Amagashi in Convent and Whitney Houston and writing those songs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, I knew Chioma back then too. But
we also took pictures a lot. We were sheltered.
Dress up, we would dress up, of course, going nowhere. Dress up and just take pictures, and even as teenagers, we just thought we still do it now.
We sure do.
I remember in college, Shoana was at University of Maryland at the time. I was in, so we did live in the same state that time too. I forgot.
Oh yeah, for a year.
It was like a year. And then we would just go in the dorms, and, you know, we couldn't get into anywhere, so we would just get dressed like we're going somewhere, take pictures. Like, it was just those little things. I don't know. It was just fun and just girly fun stuff we would do.
I cut her hair one time.
Oh God.
That
She said God.
I don't know if that was the founder.
I think you got in trouble for that,
The
didn't you?
things we would like to forget.
I went home. I mean, I had thick, long hair. I was tired of my hair, and it was just so thick and blue. I mean, I went home. My mom was like, "What you did to your hair?" I was like,
She got in trouble. Yeah, I don't know. We used to do some silly stuff
like,
let's
what is
cut
that?
your hair.
I don't know, but yeah, we've done so many different things. Yeah, I'm just trying to. Oh gosh,
We travel a lot together.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, we've had some. I mean, another fond memory I would say is, I left Liberia in '86, and I was like, I don't know when I'm ever gonna go back to Liberia or what. Honestly, I didn't really have too much of the desire to go back like that because of the war, and it was so. I was scared. I was like, I don't know if I can, handle that. But she, I think it was 2006. Again, her writing me into a contract.
Oh.
That's how I went back to Liberia the first time after 20 years.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, because of Shoana. So that was like that was a big deal for me,
And now she comes all the time. I'm like, she's like, I'm coming.
I have 5 siblings. I'm the only one who has been back.
Oh, really?
To this day, they still haven't been back. It's like
Anna pulled her friend in, right?
Yeah, so so that was a big deal for me, and like just to go there and like actually go there to work. It's like wow, I just never thought it would happen. But she definitely, always looked out for me there.
That was a fun trip.
We
were running away from rats.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. There's a picture. I don't know who took the picture, but there was a rat in the house. And I was like literally between the sink and the shower with my feet up in the air. Tinisi's in the bed with her feet up in the air. Like, yeah, we've got some
moves.
The other one during that same trip was the generator.
Oh yeah, she attempted to try to start a generator for the first time.
Trying to start that thing. I mean, we have so many.
Yeah, lots of memories.
Oh God. So yeah.
So so how do you, okay, let me just ask the question. How do you like to be supported by a friend? So a lot of times we see people going through stuff or they need support in a certain area, and we literally or automatically assume that we know how to support people, right? So support for both of you, how does that look like? How do you like to be supported, and how do you communicate that to your friend?
I know.
Okay, go ahead. Tinisi, go ahead.
Okay, I mean, for me, I just want someone to be there when I call you. I just need someone there. Like if you're not here physically, you know what I mean? I just need you to be there and just show me, even let's say I tell you what's going on with me, like you just show that care and concern. Or just if it's anything I'm involved in, if you show your support, you show up, as a friend now, what I'm saying? You show up, you help me with the event, whatever it is, whatever. Right. Even with children, I mean, I've had cases where Shoana had to talk to my kids because I didn't really know the words
to say.
Yeah. Things like that. I mean, I just want somebody to be there.
So if that person is not there, how do you let them know? Because sometimes people don't know, right?
Well,
and
let them know.
Just that, okay.
I mean, and for me, honestly, for me, if I don't see that, maybe I just kind of, even if I don't let them know, in some ways, it's also knowing who your true friends are. Because for me, it should be unspoken. Like I shouldn't feel like I have to tell you how to,
Yeah.
I just need to be that person on your own. If you see your friend going through something or whatever the case may be, I mean, but if you're just not that person, you're just not that person, But I don't kind of go and tell people, oh, I need you to do this for me, But I just look at how people are genuinely towards me. Yeah, so.
What are some of those friendship turnoffs?
Yeah, huh?
What are some of those friendship turnoffs? I mean, you're just saying that, knowing how people are and how they are to you. What are some of those things that are like, nope, it's a red flag and I'm not going to pursue this friendship?
Well, I know I've been in situations where I would meet somebody, or we start talking and we we get along. But then if I feel like you're always coming to me talking about other people,
Yes. Oh.
Draining.
saying about me, so that kind of I always watch people like that. 'Cause I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like
Negative
I just saw you.
energy,
I
yeah.
just saw you smiling with this person and hugging this person, but then you come to me as soon as you call me. Oh, that girl, this, that. I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's a big problem that I've had too with just
yeah.
adult friendships, making new friendships as an adult
Yeah.
is the conversations about other people, like just as soon as you come talk to me or gossip with me, our friendship is not going to continue.
Mhm.
That gossiping, I'm not into it
Yeah.
at all, because I realized, like Tinisi said, like if you can talk about me or talk to me about someone else, what would stop you from talking about me?
Yeah.
And I also I don't like what they call chichipole. I like it. It's a problem for me, like just
Yeah.
or if you tell someone not to do something, or you confide in someone, and all of a sudden you hear that same story being told to someone else, or they just tell you, oh, I put a hole in me, I had to tell so and so.
Yeah.
We're done.
Mm-hmm.
I know where. I mean, I won't necessarily end the friendship, but it's not growing.
Yeah.
I will say this though, Shoana and I. I'm like, if somebody tells me something, just know Shoana's gonna know because I'm gonna.
Yeah, don't tell me anything you don't want Tinisi to know.
Like, so we don't take that from other people, but we tell each other.
Yeah, like no, seriously, it's like just don't tell me something like so your friend Tinisi, but don't tell her. That's like
I don't
well,
understand it, but
yeah, I mean it's something that like it's if you don't want her to know, don't tell me. I think that's my one weakness. Like it's but and it's only really if it pertains to her. You know what I'm saying? So like if you confide in me about something personally about your life, I'm not gonna share it with her. But if it pertains to her, and same vice versa with her, if it pertains to me, you say don't tell Shoana, and then you talking about Shoana.
Get there, right?
Right.
And I think it's more so for us to sort of learn and build from that situation. Because if you say, oh, Tinisi did this and she hurt my feelings, I know that Tinisi's not gonna like the fact that she hurt someone's feelings, and she wants to grow from that. And so the conversation between me and her is mostly, well, how can you sort of fix this problem without her knowing that I told you?
Yeah.
And so now she will work towards making this person know, like, it's okay, or apologize in a way where, we kind of come up with some sort of strategy to fix that problem.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when we started the conversation, you told us a lot about what you do, because both of you are doing a lot of stuff. So you're busy, you're moms, you're a wife, Shoana, and you have other friends, right? So what are some of the things that you intentionally do to maintain this relationship
with Tinisi?
Yeah.
I don't think I do anything intentional now, because it's just, she's a part of who I am. It's like she's family.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way that I would connect with my family. Tinisi and I talk pretty much every single day, a couple times a day. And it won't necessarily be on the phone. It just might be just, a text here and there. And she's really the only person that I'm able to do this with, because of course my schedule is busy, but it's almost like, I run a lot of things by her for advice, vice versa, we just, I don't know, it's just a deal. But it's everything, like parenting, relationship questions, just, work related questions. It'd just be a quick thing like, hey, what would you do if you were in this situation? Right. Or, maybe something like, I'm hungry, I feel like eating salad, or I really want a burger, which one I should do? It could be anything random, but just, and that might be the conversation for the day.
Doesn't, yeah.
So maybe you guys have been friends long enough, so we know that it will probably come, it's just a part of it may not look like you're working on it, but just that connection, I think you're able to call her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But and Waddie, this is for all of us. Like, let's chime in here. You're the therapist, right? So so what are some things for people who are establishing new relationships, right? What are some of the things that you can do to maintain it? Right? Some people like for you to call them and check in on them. Some people could care less if you did that. They're so busy, they won't even miss that call. And if you stay in that mode where you're busy and not connecting with people, that relationship will not develop, right? So let's talk about that. What are some of the things that people out there that are listening that say, well, I haven't been friends with a person for 30 years,
Just
right?
checking on them. I mean, I think you said it, just checking on them, whether it's just sending a text and say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Like I do that with a lot of my sister friends. I'll send a message and just say, if it's been a while, I'm just thinking about you. How have you been? Just something that simple.
Yeah.
And I would say the key here is like, you got to know your friend or the person you are, connecting with.
Right.
So if some friends, prefer videos right now, like they prefer not, like some people don't like talking on the phone.
Yeah.
Some people like video talk. Some people like texting. Some people like, in-person visits. So it's like, you got to know that person you're connecting with, what they prefer. And I mean, if it's not even your, I don't want to say love language, but like your text language or your communication language, whatever it is, you got to try to come and meet them at a place, and they have to be able to do the same for you. So it's got to be mutual, it to me is like an ongoing conversation, sometimes it's like she said, sometimes it has to be intentional where, I'm busy. I got a schedule, so I'm trying to connect with this person all the time or else I lose that.
That's what
but then some of it is natural. Like, these ladies have developed and built 30-something years of friendship. So there's nothing about trying at this point. It's just second nature. You just, oh, there's this question, who do I think of first? But I mean, but for some people who are just new, I mean, trying to start something and trying to, knowing what you like, knowing what turns you off, in friendships, I think is important. What turns you on with a friend, them saying, I don't want all this kind of extra conversation about other people. I don't want this kind of negativity in my space, that's what works for them. And some people, that's what they thrive on.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, some friendships are based on that,
Yeah.
Okay, before we wrap up,
so it's just about, I mean, like you said, that when you read that first thing, it's about the like-mindedness, you guys have something in common, you guys have, so, what I would say is, because you feel like friendships look like this, we talk about these topics and we don't talk about people and we don't do this, doesn't mean that that's not somebody else's thing, you know what I mean? So people are just who they are, and just about kind of connecting to who I think is most like you. And, who has that similar mindset, who's on the same track, who has the same sort of, not necessarily drive, because everybody got different drives, but, just on the same path.
That
Or wants the same things.
Not just friendship, that goes with dating situations too,
Yeah.
The person who matches with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of like dating, right? It's like you're dating another person, but maybe not that intimate way.
Yeah.
So you kind of, and there are times where you will be on the same path. Sometimes, you won't.
Yeah.
So
pay attention to the energy.
Yeah.
Sometimes we ignore that. Sometimes you meet people and you know right away that, there's something wrong here. But we, like, don't communicate, right? Isn't that true? I mean, you just like, I don't care what we
experience that, and I just, when you said that, it just brought something to mind about a recent relationship that I made. I'm just like,
you just know that, like,
yeah,
right.
And sometimes it's not anything negative that this person is doing, right? But it's just like, this is not going to work. Is forced, is not organic, and we need to know when, like, even if it's right away, walk away.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to give it a chance. Because you want to see, you're like, maybe I'm being judgmental.
I'm wrong.
Maybe I'm being real picky. Let me just give them a chance. So I usually will do like this thing called 2 strikes. Like the first time you do something, I'm like, that tell you what you did to me that was wrong, and that, kind of, turn me in the wrong direction. And we fix that. But you do it again, then I'm like, okay, this is how this person is. I think I'm clear,
Right in the beginning. But sometimes you do have to give people a chance, because you can read.
Yeah, that's true.
But
like, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you, I mean, and this is for anybody, is it just me, or is it harder as an adult, creating a friendship, especially a sister friendship? Isn't it harder?
It's harder. I feel like it's harder.
I think,
For so
Yeah.
yeah.
let me turn the corner here real quick. So Sammie sparked something about energy, right?
Yeah.
And so at what point do you so Shoana mentioned two strikes, so I'm just kind of putting the two together. She says, okay, I'll try this thing, and if you did me wrong. But what if it's an energy thing, right? What
Mm-hmm.
if you feel like let's just call it an energy thing. What if you feel like, I am maybe bubbly in this way, and this person's energy is a little bit down, and they have a flatter affect, whatever it is. What would you like? How would you navigate that
Let's
in terms of
experience that.
deciding?
Tinisi, I'm gonna let you handle that one.
I mean, this is a relationship. It's not, women. So, I mean, I don't know if that's what you meant. If it was, you were just referring to women, or just period. Or
No,
Anything.
just
Let's just
energy.
call it.
Yeah.
Let's just make it general right now.
So I just got out of a situation, like literally just got out of a situation where, of course, I'm the more bubbly one, and more open, and know what I want and ready for. And the other person was just more passive. And for me, I need an assertive, I need more aggression
Yeah.
from my partner. Like I need to see that. I need I need to see like that intentional courting. Even
Yeah,
though,
because we feed off of each other's energy, right?
yeah, I need, like, for me, I know what I need. I know what I want, But like with him, it was just like, oh, I'm just chill, laid back. I want peace and I don't want to ruffle any feathers type of thing. And I'm like, well, peace is not realistic. That's just,
Yeah, we want peace. We do all want
I
peace.
all want peace, but it's like,
We're gonna go through it.
I need to see some extra oomph out of you, or something, that's gonna make me feel like, yes, this. I just need. That's what I need.
Shoana.
I like somebody who's passionate, like that shows.
She's not gonna watch this.
I don't know, but whatever. I mean, well, I told him already, so hey. But I'm just saying, I need that passion. I need to see that passion coming from someone else who claimed they want to be with me. Like, it can't just be, oh, yeah, let's just chill and go. Nah, I don't.
Yeah, energy is definitely important.
I don't do chill. Like, I'm too old for that. Like, I'm not.
I think the issue is just not wanting to be like playing the guessing game. What do you want? What are you saying?
Yeah,
like
intentions. Like that's
So
it.
that would generalize to friendships too. So if you had a friend who wasn't just as passionate and whatever the word you just use, passionate, right? As you are, you're just gonna say, well,
I'll just be the
I don't
same
want to
way
guess
with
with
you.
them.
I'll just be the same way with them too. I'm like, I see. For me, if I'm automatically like that. If I like somebody, I like their vibe and their energy. I'm automatically going to connect with them. But if I feel like they're not giving me the same energy, it's like,
yeah, it's hard to though. It's hard to. If somebody just laid back, you're just like, hey, let's do this, and they're like, yeah,
they keep canceling on me. Oh, I don't feel like doing, or just.
Let me say this.
Them loose. You have to, yeah.
I'm bringing this question up, and I'm about to be candid, right? I don't feel like I'm the high energy, passionate person, right? But that doesn't mean that because I feel like it sounds almost unfair. That doesn't mean that when you're bringing up suggestion, doesn't mean I'm not interested in the suggestion. Maybe I just won't be the one to be jumping up in the scream, oh yeah, let's do this, But it's still, I mean, if we started, I can keep, I can follow through with it. But then it sounds almost like, well, because I don't feel you jumping all over the place, or you're not passionate. So now we're gonna say, well, I don't think I can continue this with you.
And see, and that's necessary. That's not necessarily the case. I think for me, more so is like with the male energy.
Okay.
I have friends who are different. I mean, I'm not always like that too. I'm also quiet and reserved too. But like, I do have friends that are much louder and more out there than I am. Then I have friends who are quiet and wouldn't do certain things. I just have to know you have to know your friends. So I know, okay, I
Who
can
to go to when you need to have that.
Yeah.
I do have that, and I don't just say, oh, I'm just gonna cut you off. No, not like that. But I think more so if it's something where it's like a relationship where I want, like, eventually get married and all that. Those things I do take into
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's a
But
whole
I also
different
think
kind
my
of.
too that
partner. Friendships is different for me. Yeah.
with what you were saying too regarding the friendship and energy, I think also too, if you have that one friend where, let's say you're just meeting this person, like for me at this point in my life, if I'm meeting a friend and like I'm really excited about something and they're really laid back and it's just their personality, you kind of know what type of level of friendship, we sort of connect with people based on the feedback and the energy that we receive from them. So if somebody is super, super laid back and like, let's say I say, oh, guess what? So-and-so's happening. And they're like, good job. I'm happy for you. I might misinterpret that as either they're not feeling me, you know what I'm saying? Or they could care less about that situation, or, they don't care, and so most likely I won't end up building a deeper friendship with this person because now I'm feeling like, okay, maybe I'm talking too much. And that's real,
Yes.
maybe
Yep.
I'm saying too
Yep.
much. And it could be because maybe Tinisi has made these huge shoes to fill, because I know that when I go to her and say, Tinisi, guess what? And she's just like, just as excited, and that feeds me as well. I'm just like, okay, great. So it'd be harder. That's why I said for me, it's harder making adult friendships because, I don't want to create relationships that I gotta guess, does that person really mean good for me? Is that person really supporting me? Are they just laid back because that's their personality? Or am I talking too much, or I'm too excited, or are they not supportive? It's too many questions that I have, where I feel like what Tinisi is saying is when someone's really assertive, they'll just tell you, good job, or, that's nice, dang, I wish it was me. Then like, dang, they feel in some type of way that, I might not say this again. So I think, I get it in a way where it's just like you need there's something that needs to connect between two people, be it female friends or male friends, in order for it to last. I think if you have someone who's up here and someone who's down here, it's harder for that to work together versus, unless it started from when you were small, and then you understand. But as adults now creating relationships, I think we tend to attract people who are like us, the whole law of attraction situation.
For me, that is what is most fulfilling in a relationship, and not, I love pouring into people. I love helping people. I love doing all this stuff. I get excited about everything. And what keeps me pumped and motivated and want to continue is that if it's reciprocated, right?
Yeah.
And that's just me. And so if I keep trying, just like Shoana said, I felt a lot of times like maybe I'm talking too much. Maybe the person.
You start second guessing yourself.
They do who they are. They don't. Not even thinking that way, but
right. And so I'm not when I say cut off, I'm not doing it like in a negative way, but it's just like, this is not serving me, and I don't want to be overbearing. So I just took a step back in.
You will still continue the friendship, but it's harder to grow that or build that, because you're just, the energy is always is off because there's a lack of communication.
Definitely.
So last words for our audience, ladies, on friendship, and any advice?
Want me to go first?
Yeah, you go ahead first and then I'll wrap it up.
I know. I mean, a situation just came to mind. Like for me, Shoana knows this, of course, but I did have a friend who I thought was close, and something they heard. To this day, I don't even know why she's not talking to me. So I'm just guessing. For me, if you consider somebody a friend, like if there's something that's bothering you that you may have heard that they said about you, or whatever the case may be, communication is so important. Like, come directly to that person. Don't just assume that whatever, because for me, if you assume that whatever is said or was said, and you just believe it and just kind of disappear, that to me shows me that we were never truly friends,
Mhm.
you know. So I just say that to say that if you're friends with somebody and you really value that friendship and friends with, you know, love that person, then, you know, you should always communicate and be there, you know, like just be, for me, I like to be real, like just be honest, keep it real with that person, you know, be supportive. If it's something you don't like, tell me, you know, I'll tell you the same thing, but don't just, you know, all of a sudden act funny and then I have to again guess what's happening or what's going on or whatever. So I mean, I just think that aspect is very important to me.
Yeah.
You know, you have to be real and communicate.
Yep.
Friendship.
That's key in every relationship.
Yeah, every relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I just think, you know, with everything, we got to put in work. You know, you have to put in work within it. I mean, yeah, some things come easily, but like, you know, I think we're talking about maybe this is actually something intentional. To make sure, even though you have a friendship with somebody, and if they have like a family and children, check up on their kids too. Ask them about their children, you know, ask them how they're doing, ask them about their husband, their partner, their spouse, you know, whatever, their siblings. You know, I think there's a level of care that is important in friendships that, you know, once you ask beyond that person, it just really creates a deeper bond, because, you know, it's understood that, you know, this is an unconditional type of love. Like you care not only about me, like Tinisi, like for Christmas and birthday, just recently my daughter graduated and she was just like, all right, let me cash out some money because, you know, I can't get over there, but let me make sure that these kids are blessed, you know, on their graduation. You know, she didn't have to do that. She could be like, Shoana, congratulations, I'm so proud. And that would have been enough. You know, but going the extra mile, you know, means a lot, because now the kids are, oh, Auntie Tinisi, you know, kids, you know. And so just that extra love and care, Christmas time, you know, the same, you know, all of those things, you know, if I tell Tinisi, you know, something great that happened to one of the kids, like recently my daughter got a scholarship to the university. This was the funniest thing. And I was just talking to her about friendships, you know, so it's funny, ironic that we're having this conversation. And I was telling her, you know, how her Auntie Tinisi, you know, reacts when I'm excited, how she gets excited. When I'm sad, she gets sad, and, you know, whatever. So I said, watch this. And I said, I'm going to tell Auntie Tinisi about your scholarship. And so I sent Tinisi a message, but I was in tears as I was telling her about it too, because I was just so excited about it. And Tinisi's response comes back, voice recorded, oh my God, I'm so happy too.
No, it was you. No, you called me on video.
Oh, I did? Okay, I called you. Okay, so what happened?
There for her to see my actual reaction.
And I said, yeah, look at her reaction. As soon as she saw me cry, Tinisi,
just looked at,
I'm not talking about just tears. I'm talking snot too. It's like, it's not coming out. But she just started laughing. She was like, oh my gosh, you guys are weird, you know? But it's just a level of, I don't know, I can't even explain it, but I think, but sometimes I say God gives you that one person that you know, you connect with, you know, and some people have not found their besties, you know. Somebody be like, oh, they're my best friend, but some days I don't like her, some days I like, you know, whatever. But I think like, it's just like you get your kindred spirit, you know? And it's, I'm just so grateful that I found that, because we don't, you know, and like I said, you know, my journey growing in female relationships have been very, very difficult for me to maintain. And I've just never had it. That's how I know that Tinisi is like my kindred spirit, because it's never been an issue. It's never been, we've never had those challenges and those battles. It's just been, you know, support. It's not all been peachy. You know, it's not like we always happy. We, you know, we've had, you know, some issues, but I think, you know, with friends, to maintain them, when you are upset, you know, or you do have a problem, you still, there's a way to say something that's compassionate, and that it comes from a place of love and support, and they need to understand that. And if, you know, you cannot receive constructive criticism, you know, from your friend, because it hurts so much and you feel like, you know, they're not cool, or they're jealous of you, then it's a problem. You're not going to have a good friendship. You have to be willing to hear the good, the bad, and the ugly, you know, from a friend.
That's true friendship right there. So,
and that's, I mean,
well,
that's,
thank you, ladies.
that's what makes us last as friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you two so much for joining us. I mean, I think I learned a lot from you guys. I don't know, Sammy, what do you think? Because I
I
feel like,
did. I did.
yeah, this is awesome. This is great. I just, I hope that you guys, I wish you guys, luck in your friendship going forward. I hope you guys grow old together as two old ladies sitting on a rocking chair talking about your
The past.
70 years of
No, we want
friendship.
St. Teresa Coven.
There you go. So thank you guys for
Thank
joining
you.
us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, great
Thank you so much for
conversation.
having us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Hold on.